What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Indescribable, aka Jerrilyn Lake. Of course, I'm here with my bestie for the restie,
Lynee Monet, and you are listening to She Said It First, an Urban One podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network.
Come on, y'all better get into it now, friend. Something tells me that you're wearing these sunglasses because you have something very important to tell us today about what irritated you this week. So I don't even want to waste your time. What irritated you this week, friend?
Child, when I tell you I'm struggling, okay? I am struggling this morning. Baby, the struggle is too real, okay? Because why would we ever go to Aruba and turn it out like that? Why would we ever turn Aruba? Is anybody worried about their health? Like, why?
Baby, anybody worried about Aruba? Because the way we probably can't go back, we can't go back.
Y'all don't even know. First of all, Aruba is amazing. Aruba don't owe me nothing. I owe Aruba everything at this point, okay?
Yes.
I'm about to start paying Aruban taxes. That's how much.
Because we Arubian.
Child, I had a time last night. Okay, you hear me?
Hey,
but
that was
baby,
a
struggling.
lot.
I'm struggling. What about you, friend? What irritated you?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna do a separate video about this, but the girls that go on girls trips that fall out, I figured out how they do it, Lynee, and you inspired this.
What?
You inspired this. I figured out how they do it.
How?
Because they go, they don't have no money. They be arguing over dudes, and don't nobody really know what they want to do. All they want to do is do too much. Those are the three things. And that's why I feel like we had such a successful trip, because we wasn't penny pinching. We wasn't trying to figure out what was going to happen. We didn't need no itinerary. And
we went with the flow.
Yeah.
Everything was easy, beautiful. What did I say? Easy, breezy, beautiful.
That was it.
Girl.
That was it.
You hear me?
It was very easy.
Good.
And I feel like it helps when you go on people that you actually like. Here's the secret. These girls don't be liking each other, because if I genuinely enjoy spending time with you, going out of the country to see something as beautiful as Aruba is not going to ignite a fire inside of me that make me want to fight you. If you're in Aruba with a bad attitude, you're the problem.
It's you. Yes, it's definitely you. There was nothing, and honestly, Jerrilyn, like, this is my first time that's ever happened, where I spent that much time with somebody and not once did we have a hiccup. Not once did we have a disagreement. Not once did it get weird or somebody was shaded. Like, when I say good energy throughout the entire trip from beginning, and we all the way to the end, because you don't even
when I say the clock struck 12 on us, baby, we was sitting there. We was sitting there till the lights came on. You hear me?
I'm telling you, and it was no bad vibe. Even though last day we were so tired, I think me and Jerrilyn said 10 words to each other from
I was like, I can't have no more fun.
We can't. That last day, me and Jerrilyn said 10 words to each other, and guess what? Wasn't nobody like, oh, she got attitude. Oh, she got funny.
We understood the assignment. We know we had done way too much. Now we did have a time limit on that last day, baby. We was through. When we was through, we was through. And I think that it was a really good experience. For me, this was like a bonding trip, because a lot of people don't know this, but we did not know each other before we started this podcast.
Right.
So in the span of less than a year, we were able to, and we have probably been around each other in person like maybe 3-4 times.
Twice or 3? Yeah, like 3 or 4 times.
So we filmed a couple of times in person. We did the live show. Like, girl, we have not been spent a lot of time with each other. So I felt like that's a win in my book. I had a blast, but we really do have to talk about the reason why we left. So you have to ask me that one infamous question, friend. Go ahead.
Girl, what happened?
Girl, the election results was in. And when I tell you I got on that plane as soon as I could, because I knew wasn't nobody over there going to be talking about Trump.
So true.
I just didn't want to hear about it. But the one thing that I was very proud of is that, as usual, Black women, we was right there with our cape on to save the day. A whopping 92%.
Ooh,
92% of Black women voted for Kamala. So shout out to them. And don't sleep, Black men, 78% of them voted as well.
Okay,
White women did exactly what we thought they were going to do, vote against their best interests. Shout out to y'all. And then Latin men, 61% Donald Trump. Latin women, 61% of Latin women voted for Kamala. 54% voted for Donald Trump. 49% of all other races voted for Kamala Harris. So I'm just assuming that is maybe Asian, Indian Americans. So with the election going the way that it did, what can we conclude about this country that some people think is just so great?
That I never liked Sunny Delight. And the color always was off to me. I never liked it. The hue of orange was always off to me. Always off.
It's a reason. It's a reason why the jumpsuit's in prison.
And see, orange. Yeah, it always came off as an imposter. Never really tastes quite like orange juice. It always, you know what I'm saying? True. Plagiarism is what it gave. I never liked that.
It's almost as if it was a criminal activity. But go ahead.
Hello. Listen, we just learned. You know what's crazy, Jerrilyn? We didn't learn anything that we didn't already know.
Tell me about it, sis.
And that's unfortunate that we already knew that being a woman in America was hard. We also knew being a Black woman in America was even harder. But when you take those two things, those two kryptonites, and you try to get them to run for president, and you try to get the world to stand behind you on it, impossible. Like, it's just no way. And it's not that we didn't know. I think we just had hope. It was amazing to see people just have hope, especially Black women. Like, we just had so much hope. And even now, I don't know if you know, it's a trend going on TikTok where women are fed up. Mm-hmm. They're fed up. They're tired, and we are coming in solidarity to stand together for each other and just protect each other. Mm-hmm. And I know that the election didn't go how we wanted it to go, but I love to see the unity between us again. Yeah. Because sometimes we can be kind of cutthroat to one another. You know, I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like we can't. Sometimes Black women, we can be a little hard on each other, but I think this allowed us to step into a different form, show people something else. We're tired of being strong Black women. You know what I mean? I think now we're learning how to be more nurturers to one another and not these men. Because we give so much nurturing, so much care, so much understanding. We try to fix so much when it comes to these Black men. And I'm not saying that I'm not coming for y'all. I'm just saying, I'm just liking to see that now we're turning it into ourselves and looking out for one another. And it feels like more of a sisterhood now. Like, I don't know, it feels like she won in our book. Even though she didn't win the election, it felt like she won as far as Black women and like leadership. It's almost like a Michelle Obama moment. Like, we love Michelle Obama. And like, she is the representation of Black women sometimes. And like, you look at her and you feel inspired and you feel like, oh, like, I still feel like I can do it. My child would still feel like, you know, she can do it if I have a daughter. Like, I don't know. She gave so much hope to us that I love that we turned it into something positive.
Yeah, well, we wanted to believe. And shout out to the millions of first-time voters. Shout out to our 80-year-old elders, our 90-year-old elders. Jimmy Carter said he ain't kicking a bucket until he cast his ballot. So shout out to him for staying. Now, that's some spite. To stay around on this earth just so you can vote for a Black woman to be president. And I love that she even had the opportunity, because let's be real, she had a little over 100 days to campaign for this election, and sis, you did a bang up job. Let's clap it up for her for that, because honey, the way them people had this woman competing against a convicted felon,
a number 2 pencil,
a convicted felon who should not have been allowed to run for office in the first place, but, you know, white privilege.
Let's be for real, because I still don't understand how that's even possible and felons can't even vote.
It's possible.
How you get in office?
It's possible when you're white. That is the American dream. I think that's what people don't understand. They say that this country was built or was colonized because they were coming here from England for religious freedom. And then they come over here and they use their same religion to oppress and persecute and harass anybody who is not straight and white and male. And so the problem for me becomes having to explain to our kids that we fed them a lie. There is no American dream that includes people of color. There is no American dream that includes women sincerely. And white women, I know y'all thought it was cute to stand and march and protest and all of that stuff, but honey, you're on the chopping block too. Your rights will also be stripped away. And so that's, I think, one of the things that, like when people say women are all together, I be like, Because don't call me a person of color. I'm Black. I'm a very different person of color. And it's been made very clear by these voting results that everybody does not stand with us, and we can't stand with everybody. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm not marching for another cause. I don't care who rights being taken away. I'm not supporting nothing. Because the way y'all dog this Black woman who was first of all, this is the only woman who ever ran for president that had experience in all three branches of government. She's literally been overqualified. She's been a public servant her entire life, but that's the story of Black women, being overqualified for something and still not being given the chance to do the job because your mediocre or underperforming white male counterpart should have it.
It's disheartening. It's disheartening. I have to say something really quick. For some reason, it's on my mind. I do want to shout out to the men who did vote for Kamala because there were more Democrat males who voted for Kamala than they did for Biden. And I'm like, wow, y'all did show up in a way. Y'all did show up. I don't want to just bash them all the way because there are men out there who do see women as leaders, who don't mind their independence, who know that they are able and more than capable to run the world. So I don't want to overshadow the ones that care, the ones that try. You know what I'm saying? But I completely understand where you're coming from. It does make you feel like, I can't stand in solidarity with everybody. Yeah. Because I know a lot of y'all sat in my face and said one thing and got imposed and did something completely different.
It definitely did. And so, like, that's the interesting part of it all, is we're still asked to show up. And I'm telling you now, don't call me for anything, because y'all went up there and y'all did exactly what y'all wanted to do, like you said, regardless of what they said they was going to do. And so many people, like, this what I want to say is Kamala couldn't even get as many votes as Biden got first time he ran. So this was not a Republican win. This was a Democratic failure. Yeah. And so I think moving forward, we need to show up. Yeah, we need to talk about the messaging that we're giving to people, because for whatever reason, it did not resonate with a majority of Democrats, and it did not inspire them to get to them polls and vote. Apparently, they weren't sure of what Biden and Kamala had already done in office. So I don't think that was properly articulated, and that a lot of people were undecided. There were men saying, I just don't feel like a woman should run the country. Well, your granddaddy ain't paid a damn bill in 60 years.
Exactly.
So your grandma ran her house. I'm surely we can take on a country, honey. We've been running this since inception. So
that's facts. That's a fact. And it was other people who just don't understand what a vice president does. They think the vice president is the president. That's what they think. They think that they can pass bills. They think that they can go to the Senate and they just believe that they have so much more power than they actually have. And if you haven't had a chance, you need to go on Jerrilyn's page, because she literally breaks it down for you to understand what a vice president can and cannot do. And I think that was the major issue, is that people saw her as vice president and was like, well, she didn't do this and she could not. Yeah. Like, she couldn't do any of these things. Why do we have a president if the vice president is supposed to run the world?
That's don't think too quickly. Assistance. But here's the thing people don't understand, like, checks and balances exist for a reason, right? So a huge problem is people thought that, I guess they thought Kamala was supposed to be sliding him notes under the table or something. I don't know. But also,
crazy.
The Senate and the House are right now Republican. They're about to be
all
three branches is about to be Republican majority. So that's really the issue. That's what we were trying to stop, was Donald Trump being able to elect people to the Supreme Court now. These are life-appointed positions, and these are men who don't think women should have the right to abortion health care, because it is health care. People are not just killing babies. I get so sick of seeing that in my comment section. There are women who carry babies to a certain month or term, and the fetus might be a threat to their life. So you can't just say that women are just casually doing this. There's a lot. And this is why women are upset. You could see on the timeline how men were celebrating and making all these stupid, flippant comments. And women were literally in fear for their life, because a lot of men who make laws about women's bodies can't tell you that we don't pee out of the same hole that we put the tampon in.
Child. don't even know where the hoe at. Let's just start there. Don't even know how to make the baby.
Can't find the clitoris. Don't know the difference between.
Don't know nothing.
Uterus and a fallopian tube. And so, you know, like.
And I feel for those teenagers who are out here kind of, you know, not making the smartest decision and having intercourse with their boyfriends and getting pregnant at a young age and maybe just don't want to have a kid at 13 or 14-year-old. Or a woman who was having a pregnancy, and even those who are going through like in vitro or artificial insemination, and they have to go through these processes of having a baby, but it's not going right. They can get pregnant and the baby can just stop growing in your stomach and you have to remove it. You can die if you do not. Your body will try to reject it, and if it can't, you will die. There are so many different people who go out into this world and have been R-word, who don't want to carry their R-words, baby. Like, just think beyond what you think you know and look further beyond that and know how serious this is. We are literally putting people's lives in danger if they don't get rid of the fetus in some situations.
And then too, like, I think the Democratic Party relied too heavily on that messaging, because while that was a very important issue to take a hard stance on, but people were upset about a lot of other things. They were still upset about Palestine. They were still upset about the cost of living. They were upset about groceries. They were upset about a lot of things. And I think that they focused too heavily on one or two issues when them Republicans went up in there and they said, oh, trans kids need rights? Oh, women want to kill babies? Oh, immigrants want to come over here and feed their families back home? And so, like, unfortunately, Donald Trump tapped into a very uneducated sector of this country and preyed on their fears. And he basically just blew it up into, you know, it was fear mongering the whole time. Y'all really think Hispanics, Latinos are coming to this country and taking our jobs? You don't think that. You're racist. Let's call it what it is. You're racist. So
call a spade a spade.
You don't think women should have positions of authority. You don't think immigrants should be allowed into this country when, baby, Americans are immigrant. You know, let me get off this, because the way Christopher Columbus brought his needle neck.
Child, a thief in the night. Child, a thief in the night.
The whole time you thought you was in another country. You done came over here and raped and pillaged and ruined these people's society. And now look at us. Now you kicking them out. Whole time people of color been here long before. So
absolutely.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent.
Speak. I mean, honestly, Jerrilyn, somebody has to say it. The issue is that people aren't talking enough about it. Like you said, people are focusing on specific things that they just feel or stand strongly on. They don't look at things in totality. They don't even care to understand things in totality. It's really just this one thing or one or two things that they like, I don't agree with that. Now I'm not going to vote at all. Because I don't want Trump in office, but I don't agree with these two things that this person stands for. So now I'm just going to sit back and let whatever happens to me. And the thing about that is, a long time ago, my mama told me, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything in this world. You have to grow a backbone. You got to start making executive decisions and stop letting people just trample over you. Do your research. Figure it out and understand, do a compare or contrast on this side and that side of what will work for you and your family. Y'all didn't do that, so now you got to take whatever is getting to you. I would hate for somebody to hand me sugar honey iced tea on a platter, because
and that's what they gonna get.
That's crazy.
And somebody did a study and they said, what were the most researched phrases or terms on Google right after the election? Baby, these folks was like, what is Project 2025? Who pays for tariffs? What happens if we disband the Department of Education? I said, for some people who marched guns ablazing down to the polls to cast their ballot for somebody who said that they was going to flip all of this upside down and you don't know what you voted for, is crazy to me. But that's what y'all want to do.
Something else. I seen this girl. I wonder if I sent it to you. I seen this girl saying that, and I don't even know what the world is right now if they can even do something like this. But she was talking about bringing back the Black Wall Street, where Black people start to just open up their own grocery stores, their own gas stations, everything just Black owned, and we just create our own community of Black wealth and success, and we just create our own lifestyle in this thing. And I'm just like, I wish that everybody was on board, because I know that that's something we can do and succeed in. But it's always one. It's always somebody who got one job who would just turn it upside down.
Yep.
But if we really did like stick together and come up with so many Black owned, and this is where you get your hair supplies, this is what you get your groceries from, this is where you get your clothes from. If we could create something like that and really just have all of this work in our favor, I mean, we still could take control.
And I think that, Lynee, I agree with you. It sounds good in theory, but then you have to discuss like where these products and services are coming from. Half of the stuff that we get over here is sourced from China or Mexico. Black people don't own a bunch of manufacturing companies to produce eco gel and head scarves and getting our nails done. Like we just, you know what I'm saying? Like I know me personally, I'm going to the Vietnamese to get my nails done. I'm going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I used to like girls too. I like they do their nails, but girl, I'm sorry.
We gotta try.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me
What, girl?
Because if y'all can get I'll say now, if y'all can get some type of trade going on with Aruba, I don't know what kind of food they got going over there. But I'm telling you, food on 100, baby. Best food ever.
No, facts. I went over there and I shared this with Lynee. I have major allergic reactions to citric acid, tomatoes, red pepper, chili flakes. Baby, when I tell you I ain't seen a Zyrtec in the last 7 days, I was 10 and I'm left and right. Give it to me. I was Miss Pac-Man over there. Every time I open my face, my eyes, my nose, and my mouth, I was trying to go get some food.
Yeah, she was. No, for real, she not lying. For the food was good, y'all. And that's why I let her know. I said, it ain't that you're allergic to this thing. It's America. Yeah. It's what they putting on the food, what they selling. The chemicals. It's you allergic to the chemicals that they use for those certain things. It's unfortunate because the food was so fresh. And I'm dead serious. If y'all can figure out where Aruba, or you can make a trade with Aruba, baby.
Girl, now we over here encouraging foreign relations. Let me find out we got a future in politics. Baby, vote for me for vice president.
Stop.
But I love that she was allowed to run. I appreciated seeing it so much. Like you said, it's so inspirational for little Black girls, little Black children to know that, baby, you can make it to the highest office in the country. If you just, well, no, you can't. Damn. You know what? I'm going to just pivot to the next story. I love being Black, and I know that I have African roots, but some of us take issue with that. And so a grown man who calls himself Trick Daddy has come under scrutiny on social media because nobody asked him, but he just figured he wanted to tell us that he was not African American. He is Black and Black only. He's never been to Africa, and he don't plan on going there. His mama ain't from Africa. His grandmama ain't from Africa, and he don't like Africa and Africa this and Africa that. And so he had a whole bunch to say. Let's take a look at this drug-fueled rant that happened just before the sun came up.
Drug-fueled rant.
He looked like a burnt honey bun.
Girl, just a mess. Neck just as swollen. Cheeks just as swollen. He just swelled up.
It looked like an injury. He looks like a physical injury. That's what he looks like. Yeah. If you get hurt, that's the bruise that's gonna come up on your leg. So be careful. Oh my God.
It's always them type of bruise that don't never want to heal. Go somewhere. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
The race, I'm trying to figure out how Afro get in front of my motherfucking race. I ain't never been to Africa. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. I ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yes. And I know it's the motherland. Yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America, real true land is right here in the U.S. soils.
And that's exactly what he looked like, soil.
Oh, girl, poor Trick Daddy.
I am sick of this man.
Poor
You know what?
Trick Daddy.
I just want everybody to do a mandatory 23andMe and figure out.
Yes.
Because you never thought that it was going to come back. Oh, you're 100% American. Baby, America just told you they don't think that about you. So,
Girl,
please don't go get the DNA to back that up. But, friend, what do we think about this? Because this is your friend. I don't know him like that.
I don't think about it. I don't think about this at all. I don't think about this at all. Trick Daddy ain't had nothing to do. Sit up there and mess with that booger sugar. And just let his mind wander off beside. Girl, his mind ended up beside him. And he just turned that camera on like that and started talking. Be quiet. We have other things going on in the world. And you sitting here repping America this hard. Girl, America is up in shambles right now.
Man.
The nerve of you to want to rep this hard. I would rather rep Africa right now. I would rather rep Africa, but I'm going to tell you now, them Africans don't want us. They happy with that. Them Africans don't want us. They don't.
But you know what?
They
think it's the American stench on us too, though. I think that people don't like America in general. Like, you have to think, this is a country that has literally terrorized the entire planet. They have done this for centuries. So I don't blame them for wanting to distance themselves. But I promise you, if I do a 23andMe and they tell me I'm 2% Ghanaian, I'm leaving the country.
Right.
I'm going to find my tribe, baby, because these Americans don't want me either.
At all.
So it was James Baldwin who said, to be African American is to be African without any memory and American without any privilege. And I think that is such an important thing that we need to talk about, because while he's sitting up here trying to distinguish himself from a country that ain't said nothing about him now.
Nothing.
Nobody asked him to do this. I think it's coming from a place of privilege, because why you don't want to be African and your skin is as black as the Dark Knight?
I'm telling you. And if anybody African had to figure out in a lineup, I'm saying somebody had to do a lineup and be like, which person do you think
is African?
From Africa? It would be you, Trick.
It's him right there.
Nobody's gonna second guess. It's that man right there, Your Honor. Like,
right there.
I'm telling you.
Right there.
Relax. I just think it's stop trying to divide yourself so much.
It's so crazy the way people just want to separate themselves. The only thing I'll be honest, if you could just drop the American part, that'd be great for me. You could just
don't worry about the last part.
I'd rather just be black. Just let me be black. I'll take it. So I think
it's so weird that people go on these tangents. And it's like, to be so passionate about the wrong stuff all the time. That's the part that gets me. It's like, everybody be so passionate about the wrong stuff all the time. That don't even matter. It doesn't matter. And did you know, if you type your birthday in the Florida search, they're going to show you a crime? That means crime happen every year. You can just type in anybody's birthday, and it's going to bring up some crazy deranged man that was walking butt naked outside some lady's house collecting cats. And like, do that bother you at all?
They're eating the cats. They're eating cats.
Exactly. Like, there is so much crime going on in Florida that I almost wouldn't have said I was from there. Like, we already know you from there, but I wouldn't have repeated it. Because, like, that's not a good place to be.
That boy said.
To just be standing 10 toes down on.
That boy said, my mama ain't from Africa. My grandmama not from Africa. Baby, you don't know what. A lot of, I had to do a project when I was in elementary school, and it was to research my family tree. And I found out that years back, I had an indigenous person in my family. So you don't know what tribe you from. Trick Daddy could be.
That's true.
He could be a piece of Navajo. He might be Irish. We don't know.
It's definitely Nigerian. It's for sure. It's for sure got some Nigerian on it. I can tell. I can tell you that right now. It got a little piece of Nigerian on it. It's aggressive. I know aggressiveness.
Yes. Baby, they gonna, listen, you gonna fall in love with me. And you gonna take the scale.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Nigerians do not play, baby. They don't play. They don't play.
But baby, they keep some money though. Now, I'm not talking about how you get
it. They do.
But
they do.
That's some money getting made.
They get a little tricky.
Oh, girl, speaking of scammers, why Martha Stewart?
You get on my nerves. Why you get on my nerves? What about Martha? Big Martha, little Martha.
Y'all remember Martha Stewart went to jail for the stock scamming thing? with the trade and stuff. So I'm like, I'm surprised she had something to say, but girl, they got a
Girl came out and linked right with Snoop Dogg. Wasn't that interesting? Wasn't that interesting? She had street credit after that.
But you know what? There's something to be said about people that link up with popular Black celebrities, influencers, whatever you want to call them, to boost their not necessarily their street cred, but their popularity, their clout, whatever the case may be. Not saying she didn't have it before, but this lady, she said some off the wall kind of stuff. I think she has a trailer about her new documentary that's coming out on Netflix, and she talked briefly about her marriage to her husband, Andrew Stewart. She said, "Young women, listen to my advice. If you're married and your husband starts to cheat on you, he's a piece of shit." Stewart warned female viewers, get out of that marriage. And then the producer had rent to pay because he came with the hard-hitting questions. He said, "But didn't you, Martha, have an affair on your husband?" And she said, "Well, he didn't know about that." The producer said, "Well, yes, he told us that he did." And so I think the confusion is because you wanted this man to stay with you, but you left him. I think that's what people are upset about. So I personally want to know, because I think people do a lot of mental gymnastics when it comes to infidelity in relationships. They like to say, oh, well, if I didn't go this far, then it's not really cheating. And if the person didn't find out, then it's not really cheating. Well, if I, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, y'all doing a whole lot to say very little to nothing. And so I think my biggest concern is it's a little hypocritical to cheat on somebody and want them to stay. And you thought he didn't know. But this man just said he knew, so he decided to take you back. And she was like, well, that was his decision.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
I don't like it, friend. I don't like it. What do you think?
I think that she was spot on. I think she's making a lot of sense. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I like how Big Martha thinking over there. Yeah.
Not Big Martha.
That's Big Martha, not the little one.
Girl.
But yeah, because all the time men cheat on women and we stay, but the one time the woman cheat, a man is gone. That's why I said, oh, how the tables have turned. But it is messed up that she thought he didn't know. But he just made the executive decision to stay with her anyway. I think that, I don't know. I never hear this narrative and I'm not mad at it. You know, I'm not mad at it. Granted, I am a tit for tat person. I was about to say, granted, I wouldn't do, yes, I would. If you cheat on me, I'm going to cheat on you back.
Thank you for not lying.
And they be like, why you can't leave? Why they didn't leave? Right. Why would they stay with somebody who's going to cheat back? Right. Why would you do that? Stay with the person who's not going to cheat back. That's my advice for anybody dating me. Stay with the one who's not going to cheat back. Because I'm going to cheat back. I don't care.
The way I'm going to get my lick back is going to be so diabolical. First of all, you're going to think I passed away. Because I'll never speak to you again. I will never speak to you again. I will pop up at an event that you're booked at with your boss or your daddy. So don't think I forgot. Don't think I forgot. So I think
because them days is sneaky. They be trying to holler at you on the side. Let me show you how to barbecue this rib, bro.
Now, don't
Please
say
show me how to barbecue a rib.
Now be calling me stepmama. But I think too, I think people like to make it seem like women. The only reason women cheat is if they fall in love, and men only cheat because they just needed something to do. And I'm like, y'all will go all out y'all way to excuse poor behavior for any reason. At the end of the day, you lacked discipline because there are a lot of steps that come with cheating. You gotta talk, text, get to know, meet, chat, and then if it ain't that, it's prostitution.
Oh, I'm about to say, because I almost wish it was that. Don't tell me that it's not that, because now I know you're just sleeping with anything walking, and that is scary to think I'm in a relationship with something like that.
Exactly.
Like, I can't think like that. So, yeah.
But that's what they be doing, and I feel like if you, legalize prostitution, please. Please legalize prostitution. If you, Congress, Senate members, if you are listening to this podcast for any reason, I know you probably got better things to do with your day, but hear me and you hear me good. Legalize prostitution because these men are out here threatening to rape women. I've seen this on TikTok. Your body, my choice. I'm letting you know that.
Oh my God.
I'm letting you know right now. I keep that thing tucked. So you come in here if you want to, but you're gonna back up off me, okay? And I think that if men were allowed to just go pay for it over here and because if you swear it's just such an animalistic desire and need and you just got to have it, go pay somebody for it. Don't come over here playing in my face talking about you want a husband, a wife situation and want kids and all of this stuff and you don't want that. You just want to smash. So go, I want companionship. Then be emotionally available. Because if you're not going to show up with emotional intellect, If you're not gonna show up with conversation and a bomb personality, you need to go pay for it because you're getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I just don't understand how you, because the thing what always got me is like how a dude will literally beg for your attention.
Beg,
go above and beyond to want to be with you, want to be in a relationship with you, even start a family with some. I didn't get roped up in that. But there are some who did get roped up in like even having this man baby. Mm-hmm. And the minute that you do, girl, that man turned into the American Psycho. Like, what happened to the person that was so pressed over me, who knew I was the catch, who knew they had somebody like worth having on their arm, to like, oh, I got her now. Let me see what else is out here while I'm still with her. So it's like you still want this person, but you still go out here and you have sex with anybody that's available. And I never understood how that just changes so quickly. You were so pressed over me.
It's a game. It's a game to a lot of these dudes. That's why I tell ladies, listen, I be trying to tell y'all, stop giving these men coochie. I've said it a million and one time. Stop giving them coochie.
Stop.
And I know you tired of being lonely and you bored or whatever. You want somebody to snuggle up with, but I promise you, there can be companionship without physical intimacy. Intimacy is not just something you have to experience between somebody's legs. You can watch a movie late night, snuggle up, and Netflix and chill. Go to a romantic diner and have croissants.
Get a puppy.
Get a
cat, a dog, alone in the world with a little cat dog. Get both. Do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to like sleep with somebody.
And I think people think this just so hard. And I'm like, bro, let me just make it clear. I'm not celibate by any means, but I am not interested in just sleeping with people. And I think dudes be so confused when you make it clear that, honey, I'm not pressed over some penis. It's not that serious to me, because if I'm watching what you do, now we've all made mistakes and dealt with somebody we had no been dealing with. But if I'm watching what you do and you're inconsistent, you lie, every time I say I got an issue, you try to make me feel like I'm a problem for having a concern. Whether you feel like it's valid or not, you don't plan dates, your hygiene is terrible, your breath stink, you fart in your sleep, you chew with your mouth open, one of your big toes is bigger than the other one. Your hairline comes off in the shower. Like, dudes be having so many, they be having so many things going on, and then you have the nerve to look at a woman and say, well, if she gained weight, she let herself go. After carrying your child, I will air this place out, bro. I air this place out. So I'm just not giving them the opportunity. These women after carrying y'all baby, that got to be studied. I must know more. The way y'all treat these women after carrying y'all child, it has to be studied. Everybody do the same thing. Y'all leave. Y'all end up cheating and y'all end up leaving. And I don't understand, because I almost know, and I'm not saying it was 100%, I'm not even saying it was 90%, but I know a strong 70% probably said, while y'all was doing it, I want you to have my money. And you sat there and let yourself go. And to me, that's a threat of assault. I want you locked up.
Exactly. Call the police.
I want you locked up. Because it's like that. People do a lot of things. They play a lot of games, and it's not just men, but I want us all to just grow up. I know a lot of things only come with maturity, and you just have to experience something. It's so hard to have a conversation with a young woman who I'm trying to say, hey, boo, you don't need to be dealing with dudes like that, because this is their pattern. This is what they do. And you don't know it until you know it. You can't, I can't explain to you how I know what this man is thinking, because I done dealt with 2 or 3 like him. You haven't, so you don't understand. And I'm sorry that you about to get your feelings hurt, but I really wish, I promise you, these men can't pretend for longer than about 90 days. So if you just make them wait, they gonna fall off, they gonna find somebody else, they gonna stop calling, or they gonna step up and do what they need to do. Now, I'm not saying reward them with coochie. I'm just saying, take your time dating these men, because we all know that people in general show up as their best representative, and they're showing you that because they want you to like them. They want you to fall in love and head over heels and all of this stuff. I don't want to fall in nothing. That sounds painful. Get away from me, actually.
They definitely do. And you know what? Let me talk to the girls who deal with dudes in jail, because I've done that. Please.
Insanity.
Girl, and when I was younger, I did that. I'm too grown now. But I dealt with dudes in jail, y'all. They are not gonna come out and be with you. Stop listening to the phone calls. They literally have no one else to talk to.
Right.
Like, you're the only girl to talk to. So they're gonna tell you, when I get out, I'm gonna be a better dude. I'm gonna hold it down. We're gonna start a family. I'm gonna get a house. What money? What money? You didn't even have bond. You didn't even make bond. Like, how you gonna create a home for us and all that? Y'all, I want y'all to stop getting caught up with these dudes in jail, and then they come out and you so mad because you done wasted years. Yeah. Y'all not even just staying for a week or two just to be like, oh, this was fun, I did this. You staying for years of your life talking to someone on a payphone, okay, in jail, eating bologna sandwiches. Think about what you're doing. They don't have nothing else to do but fill your head full up with nonsense. Stop allowing it and move around. Baby, just move accordingly. If you must just talk to them on the phone, move accordingly, okay? Still have fun and still live your life, because the second he get out of jail,
baby, listen, the way you better not get a parking ticket while you're dealing with me, because as soon as the judge tap on that hood and say, hang tight, I am blocking your number.
Immediately.
You're going to jail by yourself. I want you to know I will not be holding anybody down. And folks swear, they're like, oh man, I can't believe you would be like that. Honey, if you enjoyed freedom, you should have been doing crimes. Don't come over here with that. Don't expect me to hold nothing down. And let's be clear about men. Because people love to say, why you can't keep a man? Why you can't get a man? Baby, a man is the easiest thing to get. We gonna get another one by lunch. What time is it? 11:15? It'll be somebody on my phone in 30 minutes or less, just like a hot and ready pizza. So let's stop acting like men have such high standards. I've seen your baby mamas. You don't. So hanging on to somebody.
Baby mamas got you straight.
Well, you shouldn't have been effing around. You wouldn't have found out. So that's how I feel about it, because you're not going to tell me these dudes they've said before, man, I knew she wasn't wife material. Why was you was literally practicing doing wife stuff with her and saw no future with her. So please spare me on my standards. You don't have any standards. Look at your fingernails. Look at the back of your neck. You don't have any standards. Oh my God, Jerrilyn. Because if I go like this, it's going to be fudge on the back of my finger. If I take a swab to the back of your neck,
Lord have mercy.
Don't tell me you got standards when you don't.
But that cremation on the back of your foot,
you know what? Because why
that cremation off?
Because why that man had them slides on with them shoes?
The back of that. Them slides had slid enough.
Don't you slip another slide. Because, and that's what irritated me this week. Go get a pedicure, because the back of your foot shouldn't look like Mount Vesuvius. That's a crime.
Could you imagine doing pedicures and he walk in? I would quit. Jerrilyn,
that's my last
name. Doing that. I'm not doing that, man.
I respectfully resign. You're gonna have to get another nail tech on this. But I'm just like, child, the way y'all be hanging off to these dudes. And I'm not saying just throw everybody away, but just take your time getting to know people. Like I call myself, kind of talking to this guy or whatever. And I'm just taking my time. Like, there's nothing wrong with you just taking your time. Because I promise you, in about month 3 or 4, you're going to start to see some stuff you don't like. It's going to be a bed bug or something. And I'm telling you.
There better not be no bed bug.
Baby, they be having bed bugs. Some of them be carrying around on them. Some of them be having bed bugs on themselves.
No, ew.
Yes, but you know who don't have bed bugs?
Who? What are you talking about?
My man, Denzel Washington.
Who is your man? Oh, period. Who is your man?
Denzel. I just want to preface this entire conversation by saying that Denzel LaMarcus Washington III.
Okay, you're right. Get out that man alone. Leave that man alone.
Baby, because who I don't want to see is Pauletta. But Denzel has been fine for decades. And when I say decades, there has not been a time that man was alive and he was not the finest thing on the movie screen. Yep. So let's be very clear. We are sad about this news. He said he retiring, baby. He got to finish up about 5 more film projects. And he said he out the game. But I'm most excited about Ryan Coogler writing a part in Black Panther 3 for him. And I think it's such a full circle moment because of what he meant to the late Chadwick Boseman. And for him just gushing about him and talking about how, we stand on his shoulders. And let's be clear now, Denzel Washington been that dude. Like,
absolutely.
Early 90s was when he really, really was, like popping. Like he did Malcolm X joint. And he did,
Yes.
baby, I will tell you right now,
Don't forget Inside Man.
Inside Man was good. No, Manchurian Candidate. Manchurian Candidate was good too.
Yeah. What? Oh my God. American Gangster? Like, come on.
But my all-time favorite, I have to say, has to be Training Day, because I loved the Equalizer trilogy. I love that too.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing Denzel play like around the way, like crooked cop type thing, I don't know. I was like, if this man was old enough, because he's 70.
That's hard to believe.
Denzel is 70.
It's hard to believe. And he's still working. Like this, first of all, he deserves a break. Like I hope no one's upset. Right, I hope nobody upset about this 70-year-old man who's still saying, I'm gonna push out 5 more movies for y'all. You know what I mean? But like, wow, what a track record. I'm just admiring his track record for being 70 years old. Like you said, early 90s. Every movie I have seen that Denzel Washington is in has been a hit. I never see him.
He don't take a bad role.
He don't take a bad role, and he commits 110% every time he leave it all on the floor. So you mean to tell me this man has been doing well since the 90s, all the way up until 2024? And I'm sure this probably might go out to 2025, maybe. You know what I mean? 70 years old, and he still got this amazing track record and still can inspire others. And we still call this man fine. What? You cannot beat that. Like, what? I'm super impressed.
And you know what? I know he had some, I was born in 89, so I didn't see, but I know he had some films that dropped in the 80s. And just to see, I'm going back, first of all, he had some films in the 70s, but, you know, they weren't as big. But I remember the first time I really got into Denzel Washington, Glory, was 1989. But the first time he has a recorded film was called Wilma in 1975, and it was a movie based about Wilma Rudolph, I think is her last name, the Olympic athlete. And so Denzel Washington been working. This man been working over 40 years.
Yeah.
So we can't just sneeze at this. Like, this is a hell of a track record. Like, from Devil in a Blue Dress to the Pelican Brief, the Malcolm X story. He got game. Like, the Preacher's Wife. Come on, Denzel Washington.
The Preacher's Wife
is that
so many
dude. He's that dude. Like, you cannot dispute the fact that Denzel Washington is one of, if not the greatest actor of all time. And shout out to Sidney Poitier, because I know he drew inspiration from that man. I hate to see him go.
Me too, but I enjoyed it. He deserved it, though. Yeah, like, he worked for that. If that man waited until he was 70 to retire, he deserves it. Like, now he just gets to, I mean, probably, I can't see him now. I don't know him, but I'm just thinking, I can't see him just walking away completely. I do see him still being a mentor, a huge mentor to those upcoming actresses in the area. Me and you both want to act. So, like, who knows? Like, it would be amazing if either one of us even got to be in the same room with him and just listen to him spit game on how to really tap into that character and bring it full circle. You know what I mean? Like, I just think he's going to be more in the background now, but I don't think he's going to walk away completely.
No, because he's directed some films. He did Fences, The Great Debaters, and Antoine Fisher. And so, like, I mean, he's Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's Denzel Washington. He's already solidified his place. He's a legend. And thank you so much, Denzel Washington, for sharing your gifts and your talents with us, because I know at many times it wasn't easy trying to, you know, raise a family and pay bills and love your wife out loud and openly and proud the way he does. Now I think that's really why I love him, because baby Pauletta ain't going nowhere.
I know that's right. And now she can have her man all to herself.
Baby.
Girl, if she can get pregnant.
I'm about to say,
about pregnant.
Mess around and give us another one. Because I sure would.
Girl, I'm telling you, what, at 70, yes, I'm pushing out Denzel Washington.
Girl, I would never let that man rest. Shout out to Pauletta, because I know she was wearing that man out. Child, I would have been on his neck, baby. Denzel would have had.
How many kids do he have? Do you know?
I think 2. I know for sure he's got John David, I think is his name. I know he was in the movie with the one that I love so much with Zendaya. I always forget the name. They was up all night arguing over macaroni and cheese. What was the name of that movie?
The black and white one?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
It was so good.
I don't remember it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't remember it. He has, let's see.
Oh, wait,
he has 4 children. Oh my goodness. So he has John.
Malcolm and Marie.
That was it.
Malcolm and Marie.
That was it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The way that girl acted and the way and then I love that at times he sounds just like his daddy. So that's something that I really love too. And you can just tell that he's one of those people that pours into folks, because you can't tell me that boy didn't study his daddy. The way he delivers those lines.
Who else you going to study? Who else would you study? Like, if that's my fault, I have no one else to study right now. What are we talking about?
Yes. Yeah. So he's already prompted us for more greatness. You know what I mean? Yes. And so him and Paulette have been married for 40 years. Shout out to them. Over 40 years, actually. Shout out to them.
And he has 4 kids.
4, yeah.
Just reading the chat. Yeah,
no. He got, John David, Malcolm, and Olivia. So, I mean, like, to have that kind of a professional career and then to be also personally thriving as well is not a small feat. So I think what a wonderful way to end this show by saying congratulations to Denzel Washington.
Congratulations.
On a legacy. Like, that's how you leave your mark on the world. If anybody was to say, oh, who you remember from your Denzel Washington? We're going to say Denzel Washington. So absolutely, that's amazing. I'm going to miss him, friend.
Yes. I am too. But one thing about his movies, they don't go bad. You just put them on repeat.
That's true.
They don't go bad. They do not age out. They have longevity. Girl, we just keep watching Denzel. We just keep watching him.
That was a good man, Savannah.
Okay, you in bed.
That was a good man. Well, I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with us. Of course, as always, y'all can keep up with us. We're here every Thursday. We are here every Thursday for y'all.
Yes, always. And we love being here. We love chatting with y'all. Y'all go ahead and talk to us in the comments. We want to hear what y'all got to say about this episode and any other episode that you've seen. We just want to hear from you. So, friend, where can they talk to us at?
Speakpipe.com/she said it first. But stay tuned, because we got some other forms of communication coming, and we're going to tell y'all about that next week. Yes. So you got to make sure you tap in with us.
Absolutely. So just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know every time we upload on the She Said It First podcast. Bye. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.